Our final compound interest question says, Angela invests $200 in an account that earns 0.5% per year, compounded annually. How much will she have at the end of 20 years? So when I take a look at this, I first notice the word compounded, which tells me that this is compound interest. If it was simple interest, it would actually say simple interest. The second thing I'm going to do is go through and highlight all of the important information. So she is investing $2,000. She's getting 0.5% per year, and she's investing for 200 years. No, 20 years. 200 years, can you imagine? That's a really long time. Okay, so I'm going to use my formula for compound interest, which we just learned. It is A equals P times 1 plus I, and then close your bracket to the power of N. Now, we did talk in the previous example that if you're typing this in a Google form, you have to use the little caret symbol to show an exponent because you can't make a superscript. That's what that's called. When it's up high, it's a superscript. You can't do that in Google Forms. So I'm going to write A, P, I leave an extra line, and then N. That's because my interest rate requires a calculation. So A stands for my final amount, P is my starting amount or principal, that's what it's called. The 1 is just a number 1, I is my interest rate, but divided by 100, and then N is the number of years. So as I read through the question, it says she's investing $200. That is her starting amount, her principal. So I'm going to put that next to P. And she's earning 0.5% a year. So I can't just put 0.5 in because that's a percent. So I need to divide it by 100 because percent means per 100. So 0.5 divided by 100 is 0.005. And then 20 is the number of years. So the thing I don't know and what we're solving for is our final amount, because it says how much will she have at the end of 20 years, which is her final amount. I'm going to sub those numbers into my equation. I don't know what A is, so I'm going to leave it as an A. P is 200 times in a bracket, that's still just a 1, plus 0.005, and then close my bracket to the power of 20. Okay, so BEDMAS says you start with your brackets. So I'm going to start by adding those two things together in my bracket. If I take 0.005 and add 1, I get 1.005 to the power of 20. Now, the next thing we should do is our exponent. So I'm going to take 1.005, raise that to the power of 20 using my exponent button. If you don't have an exponent button, you are going to have to multiply 1.005 times itself 20 times. And I get this. I don't want to write that down. So I'm actually going to do the exponent and multiply on the same step. So I'm going to then multiply that answer by 200 to get $220, and money should have 2 decimal places. So that would be 97 cents. But I am just going to take a peek at the next number. If that's a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, I'm going to round that up to 98. So since that's a 9, I'm going to push this up to 98 cents. So it is $220.98. I rounded that, so I'm going to put a little dot over the equal sign. So that means, therefore, Angela will have $220.98. Now, since she started with $200 and she now has $220.98, that means the difference is $20.98. She got $20.98 in interest.